A legal bid to persuade Scotland's highest civil court to declare Boris Johnson's new Brexit deal unlawful has been rejected. Campaigner Jolyon Maugham QC had wanted the Court of Session in Edinburgh to suspend the agreement between the EU and UK on the basis that it provides for Northern Ireland to form part of a separate customs territory to Great Britain. He was also seeking an interim interdict, similar to an injunction, to stop UK ministers from entering into such arrangements. However, Judge Lord Pentland said Mr Maugham's legal argument was at best a weak one. In a written ruling, he said, "In the first place, the petition is of very doubtful competency. The orders sought would unquestionably interfere to a major extent with the proposed proceedings in Parliament. Suspension of the draft withdrawal agreement would mean that the motion for its approval could not realistically or properly go ahead as planned. I cannot see that it would be right for Parliament to be invited to consider a draft treaty which the court had suspended on the basis that it was unlawful. It is a cardinal principle of constitutional law that the courts should not intrude on the legitimate affairs and processes of Parliament." Mr Maugham had argued the Prime Minister's deal contravenes Section 55 of the Taxation, Cross-Border Trade, Act 2018. This states it is unlawful for the government to enter into arrangements under which Northern Ireland forms part of a separate customs territory to Great Britain. It was initially put forward by the Conservatives' right-wing group of MPs known as the European Research Group, ERG. But Lord Pentland dismissed this argument, and said nothing had been placed before the court by way of evidence. He also said he was not convinced there was any genuine urgency such as to justify the granting of interim orders. The judge said Mr Maugham's approach fails to take account of the fact that the withdrawal agreement is at present still at the stage of being merely a draft instrument. He added, "For all these reasons, I conclude that the petitioner's applications for interim orders are misconceived and unjustified." Earlier, Aidan O'Neill QC, acting for Mr Maugham, had insisted the new Brexit deal is a void agreement which has been presented publicly and to Parliament as if it were a valid agreement. He said the legal reality is it would mean Northern Ireland remaining part of the EU customs territory, and so argued the deal represents an unlawful action on the part of the UK government. However, Jolyon Maugham QC, for the UK government, had described the legal action as a manifest attempt to interfere with proceedings in Parliament, and fundamentally incompetent. Legal advisers of Commons Speaker John Bercow also wrote to both parties to insist for more on this story. Visit the news article link.